So Soap and Clay Kidlet number 2 thought I should wear my hair like this for the video, just like covering one eye. She also thought I should do my lips, like a dark red on the top and a pink on the bottom. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that would have been cool, but I wasn't really like ballsy enough to try. So that's not what you're getting today. That has nothing whatsoever to do with what we are making today. But before I tell you what we're making, hello, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and we are continuing on with our boozy themed but not booze containing soaps that we're making for the fall/winter line. They're cool gift sets. It's all that, yes. And today's the Irish coffee. So I actually love a good Irish coffee. That's one of my most favorite things to drink, like period end of, if I'm going to be drinking like hot alcoholic beverages. So I'm here for this one. And I actually have a really fun story that I'm likely going to tell in the video about, you know, an Irish coffee in San Francisco, because I don't have a lot of stories. And so when I get to tell them, I tell them to everyone. And now that sucks, because if I tell it to the interwebs, like I can't use it in like normal just conversation, because somebody will be like, oh yeah, I watched your channel and you already said that. And so that's lame, but you know, I'm probably gonna tell it anyway. Anyway, this Irish coffee is definitely heavy on the coffee. We got some cool milk and honey notes in there as well. A little bit of Irish cream, a little bit of whiskey kick to it, very slight, to make it smell like a delicious Irish coffee, which I am, again, here for. And again, I'm not making this one, so this is all Georgia May. So let's go watch her artistry and see how good of a job she did on the Irish coffee. Oh, I love a good Irish coffee. So this blend, this oil blend, is the same blend that we're using for all 4 of the boozy themed soaps. So we have the coconut, the palm, the olive, the shea, and the castor. So it's my current big bubble blend. So it's about a 65% solid oils, and the rest are liquid, and that's cool. Now, with this design, again, it's meant to mimic an Irish coffee in design and feel and concept and all the things, and it's all part of a 4-bar boozy themed thing that we are holding through the fall and the winter lines, because I love hot drinks. I love the fall and winter time because you get hot drinks, and when you can put some booze in them, that's all the better. Now, Irish coffee, the scent blend, right? As you would imagine, there's some good espresso notes in there because, you know, coffee. And then also we've got some good whiskey notes in there. Now the whiskey that we used for this one is the same thing that we used for the the Sammy Davis Jr. bar. A little bit of whiskey notes in that one too. And also with this, it's a milk and honey blend in addition to, because you want to get those sweet notes that comes from like a brown sugar and like the cream and everything from an Irish coffee. So that's what we're doing. So it smells, you know, like a sweet coffee more than anything, with just a little bit of tang from the whiskey, which is cool. And again, very simple pour, because an Irish coffee, if you're familiar, it's the bottom brown and the whipped on the top, and yeah, it's all thing. And so that's awesome. And Irish coffees are awesome just in general, because oh, don't do that. Almost had a disaster on the table. Now, Palin is dispersed in water for this guy. And I don't think we'll actually get any glycerin rivers from it regardless, because A, the scent will discolor, and 2, it's a very beautiful brown right now. So I have not had very great experience in getting good glycerin rivers in a brown soap consistently. So there's that. Take that for, you know, what you will. And with the, again, I said that the scent would discolor. So she put the bulk of her scent into the brown on the bottom. And she's just going to put a little bit in the top. Not much at all, really. And then also, you know, the whitening with kaolin clay and the titanium dioxide. It should mean that it stays white or a cream color throughout cure. So no problems whatsoever with that. And that batter looks delightful. That is totally ready to pour, and pour something on top of it. So, you know, good for the big bubble blend. It's a really quick process to get it to the trace that you want it to pour just a 2-layer soap. So, story time. A few years ago, Mr. Soap and Clay and I went to San Francisco between Thanksgiving and Christmas and left the girls with my parents. And it was very cool that we got to get away, because we realized that we had not had a vacation in the entire time that we'd been married, because we're just always so busy. And at that point, we'd been married for like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. So kind of problematic. And so anyway, we went to San Francisco and we decided that we were going to go out and order everywhere we went the most ridiculous hipster drinks that we could think of. The only problem is we couldn't think of any hipster drinks because we don't ever go out and it's not really a thing and whatever. And so I had this list that I was working off of that I found online to order the things and, you know, whatever. Anyway, we walked into an Irish pub, like just a hole in the wall Irish pub, and went up to the bar, and there were like 4 people in this, you know, bar. And we told the bartender that we would like him to make the most hipster thing he could think of. And he looks around this little dive bar and responds in the thickest Irish accent around, something to the effect of, "This isn't really that kind of place." And fair point. And so we sort of explained what we were doing, and then he was interested, right? And so he's like, "Well, what list are you working off of?" And I gave him my phone, like, here's the list of the things that we found on the interwebs. And he's looking through it and he goes, "Well, let's start off with an Irish coffee and then I'll see what I can do." And it ended up being the best Irish coffee I had ever had in my life. It was delicious. But 2, a really fun night with, you know, this awesome Irish bartender that played along with the, you know, whole thing. And then we got to, you know, have conversations about hipsters and how annoying they are in general and whatever. And it was a delightful experience. But yeah, so the Irish coffee that he made us, though, was delightful. And that is totally what this scent blend reminds me of, because, you know, a good Irish coffee, it's going to be more notes of your, you know, coffee and your, you know, sugar and cream and everything than actual, you know, alcohol. And so that's absolutely what this guy is. And I think that that's perfect. And so also with this, you needed to go very simple with the design, because Irish coffees don't get overly fancy with the, you know, the pouring and the mixing and the making of the things. It's all about those ratios and how good your coffee is and all of that, really. So it makes sense that this bar, again, much like the butterscotch bourbon, is very simplistic in its design. But, you know, Georgia May being Georgia May, she can't just leave a top undone. So she has to do something to it, which I get. I totally get it. I don't know that either one of us actually in the entirety of 2020 have just left a top just plain. Well, that's not true. I guess I did for the Libra bar because I was going to flip it over and it was going to be the bottom, but that doesn't really count because that was the bottom of the soap and not the top. Whatever. So yeah, she's putting a nice cappuccino mica on the top of it, so it looks like, you know, it's been sprinkled with something delicious that you want to be a part of, like, you know, cinnamon or something. But they don't typically put cinnamon on in Irish creams, do they? In Irish coffees? I don't think they do. Maybe they do. I really don't know.
But she really, I think, just did this because she always wants something to swirl on the top, and that I completely understand, because that is my favorite part of making soap, is skewering the top. Even if you never see it or do anything with it, I still like to do the thing, and she does too, because it makes the whole process feel completely completed, and I love that. So this is a good, topper in addition to the whole bar in general. And I love the simplicity of this line. And again, this is a line that goes through our fall and winter line. So it will be it's the more simple version of the fall stuff, because we did the Sanderson sister soaps as well as the 4. Oh, she's thinking about something. Oh, okay. She takes a look at it and decides she wants to do something else with it. Now, I don't know how well that hanger is going to do its thing, because I'm sure the bottom layer is very set up at this point, but the white is definitely swirling nicely. Let's see if any brown comes off of that. No, I don't really see much brown. So we will see what that hanger did, tomorrow in the cut. So for now, it goes into the oven for seep pop and gel, and we will check it tomorrow. And on to the cut. This has been gelled and seep popped overnight, and it looks beautiful. That is a nice, shiny, awesome looking loaf of soap. And there's some interesting browning going on in the top white portion, and I think that actually might be because she was mixing those micas kind of more into the white portion of the soap. So again, I don't really know that she's going to have gotten any swirls in the brown portion, but I don't really think that's what she was going for anyway. And that's beautiful. Look at the cool wispy and how it's not exactly a straight line. That's very reminiscent of a liquid pour, really. That would be a beautiful bar of soap for any beer soap, really, as well. Like, that's delightful. That's what I do for the 3 soaps that are not the black and tans in the beer line, essentially. And I love that. I don't really see that the hanger did anything with that, but also maybe she wasn't going for that. Maybe she decided that she wanted to mix that cappuccino mica a little bit more into the white portion. Now you notice how that white portion is getting sort of yellow. Now she put the scent blend into both parts, but less in the top white portion, so it is going to discolor a bit. Oh, that's cute, the little swoopy that occurred there. It looks like a little heart. That's like latte art. Maybe that's what she was going for. She wanted it to be the whipped steamed milk latte art like the awesome baristas do. I never actually get coffee in a coffee house, so I never get to experience that, but I know that it's a thing. Like, you see pictures about it, of them all the time. And so yeah, but yeah, this is the scent blend will discolor that white portion slightly, but I think that totally works out because the cream is never fully perfectly white anyway. So I love that. So it'll discolor slightly, but for the most part, these are the colors that will remain throughout the entirety of the bar, and that is just a beautiful, beautiful bar of soap. I love being able to add these to the line and have this more, I mean, they all smell delicious and they smell very fall-esque, but they're more simplistic in their designs. And as I said yesterday, that's my favorite type of soaps. Really, they're the ones that are very simplistic in design, but pack an awesome punch as far as the oils and the butters and all of the lathering properties and everything are concerned. And this one definitely ticks all of those boxes. That is day 204, the Irish coffee soap.
I'm still mulling over the whole red lip and pink lip thing, and now I'm like curious, and I think as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna go try it and see what it looks like. I mean, Soap and Clay Killa number 2, she may be 6, but she's also very rarely wrong in life. So maybe it's a new trend, or maybe it's an existing trend, and I just don't know things because I'm a mom and I make soap and I don't real world. But anyway, who is actually real worlding these days? 2020 is, anyway, that is the Irish coffee soap, and I love this soap. It's so beautiful and it smells delightful and it's so simplistic, and I again love the simple designs, and so this is going to be one of my favorites for the fall and winter for sure. Definitely took one home as soon as I saw Georgia's cut, This is mine. This is what I shower with right now, and I'm loving every morning. So if you are interested in the Irish coffee soap, you can totally find it on the website at soapandclay.com. If you are interested in more soapy antics, subscribe to the channel. That would be cool. I would love to have you be part of the Sudzer family. For those of you who are a part of the Sudzer family, thank you so much for being here. And tell me what you think of the red and the pink, and it might be a thing. And the hair and the face, that was a weird way to start a video. But you'll come back tomorrow, even though I started the video weird, which I super appreciate. And that's why I love you guys oh so very much. So thank you for joining me for another round of 365 days of soap. I will see you guys all again, tomorrow. Bye.